Welcome passerbys and CDL fans alike to segment 2 of our June 29th game day here in the Car Demolition League. 8 game days left to go on the schedule, including today's, and we're 1/3 of the way through and about to get through the second of 3 segments. We got the San Antonio Defenders on the road from last place in the Western Conference, only 9 points on the season, 3 wins, 9 losses, no ties or OT losses. They are on the road looking for an upset win over the 7-4-0-1 Houston Oilers, currently 4th place in the Western Conference, and trying to notch a win here in this Texas rivalry. The two teams did meet on May 24th. And on that day, Houston got a 15-5 win on the road. We'll see if they can duplicate that here in this one. Shell leads the way for the Defenders today, followed by Hawkeye, who's at the middle spot. At the captain spot is Far Future, and at 5-point gainer for Jim Hull Sr.'s team here, the San Antonio Defenders, is Aqua Ferrari. Hard to believe this team is the defending Western Conference champions right now, sitting at 3-9, but injuries, to say the least. Ask Chicago about that one too. Hot Indy, not the same since that injury he took last year. But to the home side, we got the Houston Oilers. Surf Crate Custom leading the way for the Houston Oilers, followed by Blue Indy. At the captain spot, it's going to be Y, and at 5-point gainer for the Oilers is Sonic Boom, a league-operated team here on the home side of the field. Currently holding down a playoff spot and trying to advance their position. Game underway. Yes, they're going to keep their own sides. So we have switched to the hard field now. Shell is down 5-0. Houston in the lead. Tell you, you want offense on a team, call a custom model. And that's what we got right here, the custom models, or the kid custom models. They do really well, but Hawkeye getting the flip on them there. Some good defensive skills to regain control after being airborne. 5-5 the score. Defenders tied up as that now brings out Blue Indy, and quickly, just like that, the Oilers retake the lead. 10-5 the score. As now the Oilers go for the win. Far Future trying to even things up, and does. Great defensive skill and really offensive skill from Far Future. Was able to come down and control that one. Game tied at 10. That now brings out Y. Y for the Oilers. Far Future for the Defenders. These two continue to go at it here. Good battle on hand between these two teams from Texas, and the Oilers retake the lead. 15-10 the score as Far Future is down. So Oilers going for the win here. 15-10 the score as that brings out Aqua Ferrari. Aqua Ferrari trying to tie this game up and send it into overtime. Of course, Y trying to get the win for his Oilers here. League-operated team trying to do their best to impress anyone that might be looking. They would love to get back to the Crash Bowl. They haven't been there since their one and only appearance, a successful appearance, in Crash Bowl 12 way back in 2008. These two teams go at these two cars. They had a couple interferences there. Now they'll switch sides. So the defense pulling up for Y here is Aqua Ferrari. Tries to tie this game up for the Defenders, and out of play goes Y. Y going out of play, still 15-10. Oilers in the lead, looking for the win. And what a match we got on hand here. Really, we got a smash-mouth offense car against a defensive car. But Y is pretty good right now as far as holding his own. He's getting some equal strength on his collisions. And I think he might be outweighed here just by a little bit by Aqua Ferrari, but it's not really having any effect on him. Staying low, keeping those 4 wheels flat on the ground, and it works out for Y there. Aqua Ferrari down, and that ends it. 15-10 the final. A hard-fought battle to bring our first game of the second segment, or 5th game of the game day, to an end. So, 15-10 the final in that one. You gotta understand this, like, when you look at it, like, why aren't there more overtime games? We have an average right now of 2 overtime games per game day. And you see all these games that go 15-10, and the thing is that these captains, or these cars that come out the captain spots, a lot of them are so good at doing what they do. They're good at achieving that finish and getting that game-winning flip in it, and that's what they're there to do, folks. It's just 25 years, really, of developing teams, developing the sport, and we start to learn what cars do well on this field and what cars don't do so well, and where certain cars are good at, and some cars good at that captain spot. And plus, you know, you don't want to have your best car at the 5-point gainer spot and get your whole line swept. So that plays into effect too. So captain spot usually is reserved for quote-unquote best player on the team. But that's enough strategy from me. Coming up next, we got the Tampa Bay Gators and the Atlanta Avengers. It's coming up, so stay tuned. Welcome back, CDL fans. Time for the game that's going to put us halfway through this June 29th game day. And as a matter of fact, yes, halfway through this second segment. We've got the defending world champion Tampa Bay Gators. Not really looking like world champs this season, but they are holding down that final playoff spot. 6th place in the Eastern Conference, six wins, 5 losses, no ties, 1 overtime loss, on the road to take on the Atlanta Avengers, who have themselves a record of 2 wins, 8 losses, no ties, and 2 overtime losses. 8 points on the season. They are currently in last place in the league. So Atlanta, led by Matt Geiser, definitely trying to get better this season, but it's not been a successful campaign. These two teams met up on May 24th. All these teams actually did. Tampa Bay got the win 15-10 at home. They're looking to duplicate the same on the road. Can they get the similar results, or can Atlanta pull off an upset? Just keep in mind, I think Atlanta did beat Philadelphia this year, so you never know what will happen on the CDL field. Let's get a look at the lineups. For the defending world champs, it's Purple Fire, followed by Ratified at the middleman spot. To the captain spot, it's 47 Ronan, and Battle has the 5-point gainer position. To the home side of the field, Monkey Ball leads the way for the Atlanta Avengers, followed by Mika at the middleman spot. To the captain spot, it's Solar Reflex, and at 5-point gainer is Red Drager. So, Atlanta not having that great of a season, looking like they're in competition with San Antonio for that #1 overall pick of the 2022 draft. And really a tale of 2 teams for Matt Geiser, as it kind of sort of is for Brandon Kuma, even though, let's admit it, Tampa Bay, you can't count them out yet. They certainly still have a shot, as they are battling for it right now. But these are the games, if you're Tampa Bay, that you need to win. Can they do it here? Off to a good start, very close, but there is no interference on the play. But Atlanta is going to make a challenge to it. So, the ruling on the field is a good flip. It's 5-0, but Atlanta wants a look. Was contact made over here? We're going to get a look at that camera and see if we can get a good enough look at it. So, and also I'll put like a little replay with the slow-mo. We try to get it right here in the CDL if we can, and I try to get these edges on camera the best that I can, you know. Working with what I got here, low ceiling sort of. Well, low for me, I don't know, low for this field. But we'll be back with the results of that call. But as it stands right now, it's 5-0 Tampa Bay. Let's take a look, folks. Welcome back, CDL fans. The review is in. After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands as called. We have a good flip. Atlanta has been charged their one and only timeout of the game. 5-0 Tampa Bay in the lead. That now brings out Mika for the Avengers. Here we go, and Bokar staying up somehow. Mika stayed on the field of play and gets the flip right there, 5-5. Avengers have tied it, as that now brings out Ratified. MVP of the playoffs last year, down quickly right away. Mika on a roll here, 2-0 from the middleman spot to start off with 2 flips. 10-5 is the upset in the works. Atlanta at home trying to get it done. 47 Ronan tries to tie this game up, and 47 Ronan does indeed tie this game up. 10-10 the score. What a matchup we have here between 2 teams. I guess they're a little bit closer than what they are in my mind, because I got to remember 6-5-0-1. This is not the team that finished, well, it is the same exact roster, but this is not the same team that finished 16-3-0-1 last year. So it's just a different story for them this season. Can never tell sometimes. 10-10 the score. Is that now? Oh, bad roll. Neither car was down, but back to their own side. I didn't like the release I got. But neither of these teams really having the season that they want, but interference there. Solar Reflex, the car out there for the Avengers, by the way, and this time we definitely have an interference on 47 Ronin. That's going to save Solar Reflex. So the score is still tied at 10. And both cars staying up, switching sides now off of a little clip shot. And again, both cars able to stay alive. Keeping opposite sides of the field, two defensive cars still going at it. No interference there, close to it, but a good flip. 47 Ronin was able to swing just wide right there of Red Drager, and he's still in this game. So 15-10. He gets the lead and now goes for the win. Red Drager trying to force overtime. And Red Drager is down. The extra tungsten weight in there not helping him here. 15-10 the final score. And the Tampa Bay Gators. I know I was kind of, I don't want to say I'm dissing them as they improved to 7-5-0-1. But they were expecting better this season, I certainly think, than to be currently holding down that 6th playoff spot in the East. It's crazy just how good Brandon Kuma has become. He's, of course, the team owner of the Tampa Bay Gators. He's won 3 out of the last 4 Crash Bowls, folks. So, never been done before in CDL history to win 3 in such a short span, in a 4-year span. It's just come so far as a team owner from 2013 in his rookie season, competing against some of the biggest names that the league has ever seen, including Tim G and Alex Johnson, to come from that, and of course Gregory Fox and Marissa Fox as well. I mean, the Roswell aliens were such a thorn in his side as well. Well, you know, actually they were thrown more in Alex Johnson's side, they say, but you know, to come so far in that time and win 3 out of the last 4. For Matt Geiser, been in the league 20 years, he's only won once. It just goes to show you, though, how difficult it is to win a Crash Bowl all these years in it. But that being said, hey, maybe the Phoenix Firebirds can come through and get Matt Geiser a second this year. Definitely, I got to thank him for sticking around with this league for 20 years. So I know I'm going on here in the post game, but definitely anyone that sticks around this league for any discernible amount of time, it's definitely deeply appreciated. And you know, really, Brandon Kuma worked so hard on his teams throughout the years, and you know, to see him have the good fortunes that he's had, of course with Tampa Bay, and of course the championship in 2019 with Mexico City to boot. So 2 teams, 3 championships in the past 4 years. Quite amazing to see. But for Tampa Bay this year, maybe the struggle's coming to an end. So anyways, I've dabbled on long enough, have I not? Nevada Thunder, yes, the Nevada Thunder on the road next to take on the Seattle Lumberjacks. We head back to the Pacific Division, folks, so stay tuned. Should be some fun stuff. Well, CDL fans, I'm not going to take too long on this one. Nevada Thunder on the road against the Seattle Lumberjacks. I know I went rambling on there. Lumberjacks, though, they won the first meeting between these two teams on May 24th. 15-0 the final score. And what does this say? 2 league-operated teams, kind of with different destinies right now, it would appear. The Nevada Thunder with a record of 3 wins, 7 losses, no ties, 2 overtime losses, only 11 points on the standings. They made it to the playoffs last year, but they were eliminated in the first round. This year, they are 11th out of 12 teams in the Western Conference right now. To the home side of the field, Seattle, 6 wins, 5 losses, no ties, 1 overtime loss, 19 points in the standings, and tied with Chicago right now for 7th place in the Western Conference. Currently just on the outside looking in, and Seattle really wants to get to winning. They really want to make the playoffs. They have the longest active playoff drought in the entire league right now. Haven't been there since 2012, so for the Lumberjacks, it's go time. They definitely feel like they can get a win here today. We'll find out if they can. They did it before. But, you know, we'll see if history repeats itself or not. 7 series leads away from Nevada Thunder today, followed by Monkey at the middleman spot. Black Lena has the captain's position for the Thunder, and at 5-point gainer is Inferno. To the home side of the field, the Seattle Lumberjacks leading the way with Rocket Oil. Following him out there is 76. At the captain's spot, it's Black Spec Titan. At 5-point gainer, it's Crazy Eyes. So both teams set and ready to go. Game is on. Two Smash Mouth cars leading the way here in this one. 7 Series. He's a big boy. It's a heavy car, no doubt about it. Rocket Oil's not too light either. These two collide. A couple of solid metal heavyweights going head to head. I'd say the weight advantage definitely might be in 7 Series corner as far as weight, who weighs more, but he gets taken down right there. 5-0 Lumberjacks. It's the center of gravity, and I think that's what came into play there. Rocket Oil might not weigh as much, but that center of gravity, a little bit lower, makes the difference there in that particular case. But needless to say, 5-0 the score. Seattle in the lead, Monkey now out there for the Thunder. Almost tied it up. Rocket Oil gets another flip though. So Rocket Oil, seasoned veteran, been in the league since the early 2000s. Got the flip there, that makes it 10-0 in favor of Seattle. I remember when he played in Crash Bowl 8, unfortunate losing effort for him. Of course, Alex Johnson likes the fact that the Blades won that game, but needless to say, we carry on. I say that phrase way too much, needless to say. But Black Lena now out there for the Thunder, trying to get his team back in this game, but 10-0 Rocket Oil going for the sweep. He's smelling the bakery. Are the donuts a bacon? Of course, Black Lena got something up his sleeve to get his team, his Thunder, back into this game. Not gonna happen. Yes, you know the phrase already. Deep fry me a Twinkie and serve me donuts for dinner. It's a 15-0 win. The Seattle Lumberjacks get the victory via shutout for the second time this year over the Nevada Thunder. So, you want to talk about a team that's had a bad season this year, the Thunder. Hey, you get shut out by the same team twice and it's a division rival like that. It's definitely not a good feeling, and I think the Thunder are feeling that one right now. Seattle, though, 7-5-0-1. We'll see where that leaves them in the playoff race come the end of the day. Coming up next, though, we keep it in the Western Conference. As a matter of fact, we keep it in the Pacific Division. We got the San Diego Lightning on the road to do battle with the Phoenix Firebirds. You know, Matt Geiser's team that's actually doing really good this year. His, and I guess we got to throw it in, his 2005 Crash Bowl 9 world champion. So, yes, the Phoenix Firebirds taking on the San Diego Lightning, one of the oldest rivalries in the league. It's coming up next. Don't miss it, folks. Welcome back, CDL fans. Just like that, here we are ready for the final game of our second segment. We've got the 8-3-0-1 Phoenix Firebirds, Matt Geiser's squad, out there looking for a win on home field against a team that beat them earlier on in the season, the San Diego Lightning. Currently 4 wins, 6 losses, 1 tie, 1 overtime loss. And really, San Diego got that win at really, I don't know if I want to call it a lucky point. It was on the May 24th game day. And they got the win at home, which means they were playing on soft field, which is their preferred field. Now we're on a hard field. Got to wonder if it'll make a difference. But also another thing about that game at the time is this was before Green Arrow really started getting his game going this season. And he's a long-time vet. He's been in the league longer than Matt Geiser's been in the league. He's been in it since the 90s, since it first got started pretty much. So to see how well he's been doing this year is just amazing, especially from the front runner spot. We'll see if he can carry it on today. He's got a very tough offensive opponent on the opposite side of him to start things off today. Speaking of which, let's get a look at lineups. We got Zap leading the way for the San Diego Lightning today. Following him out there is going to be Rocket Power. At the captain spot is Futurama, and at 5-point gainer is El Rey. So it's a lineup that has been hit and miss, but one that they've gone with all season. Got them a division title last year, so why you want to change, right? To the home side of the field, Green Arrow leading the way for the Phoenix Firebirds, followed by Kid Custom at the middleman spot. Power Pistons has the captain's position, and that 5-point gainer is Stock 34. Both teams set and ready to go for this one. San Diego, a league-operated team, in case anyone is interested. Ooh, a hard shot there, but Zap's recovering. And oh, look at that. That time, Green Arrow able to play some defense and interference that time. Both cars still up in the process anyway. We got some debris on the field. I don't know who that's from. We're going to take a look at some wheels. We just had it out of play. I'm making sure no part of the wheels have fallen off. I'm not sure what that is. Some kind of piece of rubber there. I'm not sure. But both teams still up. So you know what? That might have been some tungsten putty, actually. I don't know. Maybe it was. I know Green Arrow does have some tungsten putty put inside and make them a little heavier, and out of play goes Zamp right there. So we were just looking at that, trying to make sure both these cars are okay and still playable. Scoreless game here still. Main event of the second segment, Green Arrow has a flip. And that's what the tungsten putty, I think, is doing for him. I think it's really helped improve his game. He's a heavier car now. He gets the lead here. It's becoming more of a smash mouth type of vehicle. Let's see how he does here against Rocket Power. 2 pointed front ends. Expect out of plays. It seems destined to happen. Out of play, they both go there. It's the pointed front ends, and I mean, when you get pointed front ends, you know, it goes side to side. But then again, the tape on front, it has some grip to it, so maybe it's going to keep them together. So both cars out of play there, still a 5-0 game. Firebirds still in the lead, a straight on shot, good spin cycle. My goodness, Booker T, eat your heart out. We've been seeing spinneroonies here as an out of play comes for Rocket Power that time. Still 5-0 the score. Brazen shot there and off my fingertip onto the floor. So, both these cars still in this game. Still 5-0, Firebirds in the lead, and again out of play. Rocket Power knows he can keep this game going. He knows he can keep extending it. He knows he can maybe get under the sheet metal of Green Arrow, and out of play it goes again. He said it's very possible for that to happen. So these two continue. Again, they collide. Both cars stay up. Oh, what a move there by Rocket Power. He's a good defensive car. And out of play he goes that time. Won the Rookie of the Year award last year, as a matter of fact. They continue. And that time again out of play. It can be quite dangerous too. I mean, if he goes out of play and he hits something solid, I mean, it's only plastic. Both cars that time out of play. Still 5-0 though. So match still on between these two, and again ducking out of play there was Rocket Power. Match continuing. Both cars switching sides. Ooh, hard hit there by Green Arrow, and again out of play. Going towards the floor. Pointing front end, directing him that way. Out of play yet again. Out of play yet again. And I said it before it even happened, folks. 2 pointed front ends, and this time we have an out of play, but it's the opposite way around. Green Arrow, the guilty culprit that time, still a 5-0 score. We got a lengthy battle on our hands. That time we had a little gray shot, and as a matter of fact, the flips, or not the flip, but the collision being called back, they'll do it again. And this time we have a good flip, Green Arrow down. And yes, I think that might have been some tungsten putty coming out of the side, possibly. Which is perfectly legal as long as you're staying under 115 grams right now. That might get lowered to 90 grams next year, no lie. So we'll see what happens. But as it stands right now, right? 5-5 the score here, and now that brings out Kit Custom for the Firebirds. And the offense works. So Rocket Power put on his side, 10-5 the score. Phoenix in the lead, looking for some sweet revenge here. And of course, I'm going to try to tie things up here. And almost at both cars able to stay alive there, and this time he's got 2 wheels on, 2 wheels off, and it's going to count as an out of play. I keep the wheels on the field. So back to their own sides they go, still 10-5 in favor of Phoenix. Able to get out of play that time and get the win. 15-5 is the final. Man, that's going to be one that might get questioned, but he was out of play. Only two wheels in play, so that meant he was out of bounds there. He was out of play. 15-5, and I'm pretty sure any Lightning fan would object. But new field brings the new challenges that come with it, new officiating challenges that come with it, and I try to keep it as simple as I can. Gotta have all four wheels in on this here beautiful little crochet blanket thing, you know. Anyways, my great grandmother did this, and yeah, she would probably kill me if she was still alive. Anyways, we gotta get on to our third segment. It's gonna be coming up. Buffalo at Boston, wind attack, or should I say Chicago wind attack at the Detroit Devils. That's another one. Actually, let me start from the top here. Buffalo Warriors at the Boston Vandals. Gonna lead off segment 3, followed by the Chicago wind attack and the Detroit Devils. Then we got the Puerto Rico Players taking on the Philadelphia Demons, and then finally in our main event, I was singing his praises earlier. We'll see if this Mexico City Jaguars can get it done. I'm talking about Brandon Kuma's squad. The Mexico City Jaguars taking on the Denver Mustangs, a league-operated team that has been doing fairly well this season. Should be an interesting game, to say the least. So, we'll be back with all that. 15-5, though, is the final of this one. The Phoenix Firebirds avenge their 15-5 loss they took earlier in the season. They beat the Lightning here at home, and they keep the lead in the Pacific Division. And you know what? With a loss today, with the Mexico City loss, the Firebirds would be first place in the West. Pressure is on. Stay tuned for segment 3. It's going to be uploaded shortly.